Hi, welcome to another video. So, there's a mostly very confirmed report coming up, and it states that OpenAI has bought Windsurf for a valuation of $3 billion. Yes, Bloomberg, which is quite good in terms of reporting these deals, has reported that OpenAI has agreed to buy Windsurf, an AI coding tool formerly known as Codium, for about $3 billion, according to people familiar with the matter. This marks ChatGPT's maker's largest acquisition to date. They say that the deal has not yet closed, according to the people who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss private matters. OpenAI and Windsurf declined to comment. So, this seems pretty much confirmed that OpenAI is going to buy out Windsurf for $3 billion, and the official announcement for this may come very soon. OpenAI apparently tried to buy out Cursor first, which they failed to achieve, and Cursor has recently raised again at a valuation of about $9 billion, which is pretty insane. They started giving hints about it when the Windsurf team started to appear on the OpenAI live streams for launches, and when Sam Altman started to retweet Windsurf's CEO's posts and things like that. Windsurf's CEO has also posted that there's a big announcement coming tomorrow, which will probably be this announcement of merging with OpenAI. It will be interesting to see if they retain the same features, and if it gets included in the ChatGPT membership, maybe. It is actually pretty sad to see Windsurf getting merged, because I used to like it over Cursor, and they really nailed the principles of an AI code editor and made some quite innovative features. When these rumors were coming out, they also restructured their pricing to be more similar to Cursor's counterpart, which means that they were probably trying to get as many people as they could on their platform, which is what anyone would want. They also made O4 and GPT 4.1 free when it came out, which means that probably their ties with OpenAI are getting stronger. I don't know if they'll keep supporting models from other providers in Windsurf, or if we may start to see a custom model by OpenAI for these things. I think that we might start to see custom models for Windsurf that allow it to manage prices while delivering better results. Plus, I think that the data they can gather from Windsurf will also be pretty good for them to train their models on, since the coding data will be pretty valuable there. Although, it's more of an internal conflict now, because Windsurf and Copilot are almost direct competitors. Windsurf also tries to offer the same features as Copilot at the same price point, and Copilot is owned by Microsoft, who also owns OpenAI, who is now going to own Windsurf, so they are both under the same umbrella. I think that it will anyway be good for Microsoft, because it's like the smartphone situation, where the same parent company owns a ton of competing smartphone companies, and it's better to compete with yourself rather than letting anyone else win. Although, GitHub will probably not get the exclusive treatment like they did before. So, we'll see about that. I really found this quite interesting and intriguing, because OpenAI is literally valued at something like $300 billion, and the fact that they still can't build their own AI code editor is a bit disappointing to see. I mean, they could have easily made a good-looking code editor with AI features that just works. It shouldn't be that complicated for a company this big, but it seems that it is. And that's why, instead of investing in building something from scratch, they took the easy way of buying out an AI editor that already has the user base they need. It's kind of fine, but a little sad to see, because you'll start to notice that it will start to get bloated, and I'll probably not use it as much anymore unless there's a good model and plan from them. I think that based on the low-cost plans and such, Windsurf would still not be profitable, similar to Cursor or even OpenAI, which generates a ton of revenue but is negative in profits. This is what these companies are struggling with, and they need to raise funds every 3 months in order to keep going. Anyway, that's a whole big rabbit hole in itself. So, currently Microsoft has Copilot. OpenAI is now going to have Windsurf. Currently, Anthropic, Google, and Grok don't have their own. One thing to also consider is that OpenAI is also an investor in Cursor, which basically means OpenAI is controlling both editors to some extent, which is kind of sad. Zed's new agent mode and features only seem to be the best open source way as of now, and are not heavily invested in by such companies. It is kind of cool to see. Anthropic is indeed in a partnership with Zed, which means that you can consider that they are more invested there. They also have their own Claude code and related features. Google also has their Project IDX, or now Firebase Studio, but it obviously seems that they would want a local-first editor as well. I think that a good strategy for OpenAI would be to add an option in Windsurf to connect the ChatGPT membership with Windsurf and use the OpenAI models exclusively there, because that would benefit both companies and their overall revenue would go up. People who just want to use OpenAI would also be happy for sure. Let's see. Probably the official announcement will be tomorrow, and it's really sad for me to see them get merged into a company which has no good state-of-the-art models anymore. But I'll be glad to see what they can achieve with this merger, because that would allow them to probably make better coding models tightly integrated into an ecosystem. I think OpenAI is trying to become the Apple of AI by tightly integrating models for all kinds of stuff. And even if their models are not the best, if the product performs better with their models, then they can probably build something useful that way. We'll see about that. I'd be glad to see what they bring new to the table, and if they are able to beat the reins of Cursor and Copilot with this new thing. Let me know what you guys think about this, and what you think about this acquisition. I'm pretty disappointed, but also excited for the future. I'm really excited to see if we get some good coding-focused models by OpenAI that are just great at agentic coding, similar to what Gemini 2.5 Pro is, and stuff like that while being cheaper. But we'll see about that. Please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.